What's up, guys? What's going on, man? It's your boy Jeremy One Sosa, and we back in this thing again, man. AKA Sith Lord Zeke. Duel Links Meta has just released leaks of a new box called Fantastic Arc. This new leaked box is it has the main archetype of Yang Zing and Burning Abyss, with two more archetypal support cards in Buster Blader and also Odd Eyes. Okay, so we'll go to the first card here is Scorn. This card reads basically during the end phase, if this card is sent if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add one level 3 dark fiend type monster from your deck to your hand except Scorn Melabranch of the Burning Abyss. Now the Burning Abyss cards basically have two effects. They have one effect that activates when they go to the grave, and then they have one effect that allows them, without traps on the field, you can special summon them to the field, basically allowing you to normal summon one more onto the field, which allows you to exceed into Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. I'm sorry. So basically what you want to do is they have two effects, and you want to make sure that whichever one you special summon to the field, you're not going to use that effect that turn, because you can only activate one of their effects per turn. So if you special summon to the field, like I said, you can't activate the effect which activates in the graveyard. So you want to make sure that you're being careful of what you're trying to actually do, or what you're trying to actually mill to the graveyard with this archetype. Alright, so we'll go on to the next card, which is Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. This card allows you to basically mill up to 3 cards. It gains 500 attack for each card sent to the grave, which allows you in turn to get your effects off in the graveyard of your Burning Abyss monsters. So it has a 2500 booty and a 1,000 attack stat. This card, you'll most likely be summoning it in face-up defense position, which you can only do face-up defense position, and you'll just pretty much sit on it. It has a floating effect, or not really a floating effect, recursion effect, that once it leaves the field, you can add a card from the graveyard to your hand. Not a card, but a Burning Abyss monster from the graveyard. No, it is a Burning Abyss card in your graveyard. Okay, so you can add any Burning Abyss card that you want to. So if you want to get Lake, you can get Lake, you know. So yeah, that's Dante. Once he attacks, once he gains the 1500, which will put him to 2500, you can attack in. You have to declare the attack to get the second effect, which is he switches to defense. So this card was really troublesome in the TCG, allowing you to recur cards, and then not only that, but protect your life points once you attack in. So this card was a crazy card in the TCG. I'm really excited for Burning Abyss. I feel like they'll be doing good, but they'll mostly be a trap heavy deck, because they don't have Tour Guide, you know. But we don't know if Konami will release Tour Guide. They probably won't, because they don't want the deck to be too crazy. The deck will be crazy. Alright, moving on, we have Boxia, Brightness of the Yang Zing. This is an archetype that I'm specifically excited for myself. I want to play this archetype. I didn't get to play it in the TCG, but I heard so much about it, and I seen some of its plays in action. And, you know, like I said, man, I'm really excited for this. So basically what this card does, you can, when you synchro summon this card, basically, using different attributes, so you know, you'll probably max out at, you could probably do 2 or 3 maybe. So let's say you said 3 cards, sent 3 cards to the graveyard to special summon this card. You could target cards on the field and return them to the deck. Let's see, so I synchro summon, shuffle. Okay, so it's non-targeting shuffle, a shuffle effect. So basically it's a compulsory that, you know, targets any card on the field, shuffle them into the deck. Okay, and then once per turn, you can target one card you control and one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard. Destroy that card on the field, and if you do, special summon that other monster from the graveyard. So basically you'll be able to basically special summon from the graveyard, pop a monster, another Yang Zing, hopefully on the field, and then special summon with the other Yang Zing, with the Yang Zing's effect that you just popped on the field, if it doesn't miss time. And that's the problem with this archetype. This archetype has monsters that have a win effect, not a if effect. I say not also, but if your opponent doesn't know what they're doing, then they will most likely fall victim to this deck. At the beginning, I can see how that will be a problem for a lot of people because this archetype has first and secondary effect. The first effect is, once they pop, they special summon from the deck or wherever um, onto the field, and then not only that, but they have secondary effects to where if you synchro summon with them, they get certain effects. Some effects will allow them to not be targeted or not be destroyed by spell or trap effects, or unaffected by spell or trap effects, I believe. Uh, but yeah, man, this archetype is kind of crazy, and I'm excited to play it. All right, so on to the next card. We have Spiral Flame Strike. This card is basically a Odd Eyes Searcher card for your Odd Eyes Dragon. Basically, so what this card entails is if you control an Odd Eyes card, target one card on the field, destroy it. All right, so you have Destruction. Add to your hand. For the second effect is add to your hand one level 7 Odd Eyes monster from your deck, or one face-up level 7 Odd Eyes Pendulum monster from your extra deck. So yeah, this card seems like it's going to be very powerful. I feel like it's a 3 of. Most likely it's a 3 of. Or it could be a 2 of, because you kind of have to get your plays going, and then you kind of, let's see, yeah, I feel like it's maybe a 2 of, because you kind of want to search out your Odd Eyes monster, and then you have to get it on the field, destroy with the field spell, and then the field spell actually searches out another Odd Eyes card, I believe, or pendulum card. But yeah, either way it goes, this card is pretty good for the archetype. I feel like they kind of need something like this. All right, and then we'll go on to Destruction Sword's Memory. So this card basically allows you to special summon your Destruction Sword fusion monster from the graveyard by banishing said materials on the card from the graveyard. And you can also discard Destruction Sword card, special summon one Buster Blader monster from your deck. So this will give Buster Bladers more utility, and make them be able to get their Buster Bladers on the field a lot better, and allow them to get out that fusion monster from the graveyard. All right, on to the super rare cards. We have Seer. Seer here is a Burning Abyss card. What it does is that when it's sent to the graveyard, you can target. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Burning Abyss monster in your graveyard, except Seer, Metal Branch of the Burning Abyss, and special summon it. So this card it allows you to extend. So yeah, and we have Buster Dragon, and what this card does is allows Buster Blader players to special summon Buster Blader from the graveyard onto the field, and then you can equip, I believe, Buster Destruction card. Target one Buster Blader monster you control, equip it with one Destruction Sword monster from your graveyard. This is a quick effect. All right, so you can just basically, if we get in the future the card that locks you out from the extra deck, you can basically just kind of trap your opponent with this card, and this card turns all your opponent's monsters into dragon type, so they don't have to play DNA Surgery anymore. So yeah, you want to summon this card and sit on it, 2800 booty, and then not only that, but if you do not control a Buster Blader monster, you can target one Buster Blader in your graveyard and special summon it. So yeah, this card is pretty much nuts for Buster Bladers, you know what I'm saying? All right, and then we have Virgil Rockstar of the Burning Abyss. This card basically, you can target. You can only control one Virtual Rockstar of the Burning Abyss once per turn. You can discard one Burning Abyss card. Seer, target one card your opponent controls or in their graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. So it basically has a Fiend Griefing type of effect. If this card on the field is destroyed by a battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card. So that kind of reminds you of TG's, Tech Gene is Wonder Magician. She's destroyed. You draw a card. Blade Blaster. I mean, not Blade Blaster, but Tech Genius. It's another Tech Genius that also has that effect as well. Uh, so yeah, and that's Virgil. 2,500 attack and defense is not so great. It's at 1,000, but this card is a really, really good card for Burning Abyss. And then we have here Odd Odds Fusion. This card is a card that the Odd Odds players have been looking for a while now. Not for a while, but they've been expecting it, is what I want to say. So this card basically is the fusion card. So it says fusion summon one dragon fusion from the extra from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters and you control no monsters, you can also use up to 2 odd odds monsters in your extra deck as fusion material. You can only activate 1 odd odds fusion material. I feel like this card is a 3 of giving you the ability to put your monster on at the beginning of the game. You can top deck it for the middle of the game, and then it can come in clutch at the end of the game, provided that you have said materials in the extra deck. And yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it for everything that I wanted to talk about in this box. Like I said, I'm excited for the Yang Zing's support. You guys comment down below, what are you most excited for? I am also excited for the Burning Abyss as well, especially with the new release of the new character that we'll get. I can't remember his name, but he has the Phantom Knight cards, which people will most likely be mingling in with the Burning Abyss cards, making the deck that much more powerful and faster, getting it to what it needs, especially if they release Sword Breaker. I think it's called Sword Breaker. But what he does is once destroyed, he special summons monsters back from the graveyard, and they become a level 4, allowing you to be able to. They probably will run a level 4 monster in the deck if they get that card. But yeah, you guys, it's your boy Jeremy One Sosa, man. I'm excited for this fantastic arc release support and archetype decks that are getting ready to come out. You guys, like I said earlier, comment down below, let me know what you think. Yeah, man, it's your boy Jeremy One Sosa, aka Sith Lord Zeke, and I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, man.